He's a philanthropist. He's done well in this community. He's done so much for Savannah, and most people don't realize it. He does a lot, but he never shows or tells it.
In all of my dealings with Arnold, there's one thing more than anything that I would like to celebrate and recognize in Arnold, and that's his absolutely consistent use of the highest ethical principles and moral principles in every way at work. And that's just a terrific aspect of Arnold that we should all recognize and celebrate.
Quietly, without fanfare, Arnold Tenenbaum has moved the community, his community, our community, forward. The son of an Eastern European immigrant to Savannah, Arnold has lived in the shadow of the values of his father and his uncles, brought to America's shores.
He has had so many interests, and his involvement has been so wide and pervasive in the community that it's just made Savannah a much finer place to live and earn a living and raise your family.
From their beginnings in Savannah, the Tenenbaum family has championed the idea of giving back, based on the principle that material success should be shared. Nowhere has that philosophy been more profoundly visible than in Arnold Tenenbaum.
We know that we may count on you, the citizens of Savannah, who have shown the most interest in historic preservation and in the services of the Historic Savannah Foundation, to help us with the last $365,000 to achieve our goal.
One of the ways in which he is such a good leader is he has an uncanny ability to bring people together and to recognize a common need and a common method of dealing with things, and he can bring often disparate views and ideas together into a cohesive plan. And in a very open and friendly way, he goes after things with a sense of pleasure and fun that is infectious and inspires other people. But he's very serious about what he does at the same time.
He probably has the keenest business sense of anyone I've encountered in my years in Savannah. He's an outstanding businessman. I've had the privilege of serving on several boards, corporate and community boards with him, and he quietly takes a leadership role in anything good that's happened in Savannah, and there have been a lot of good things. Arnold Tenenbaum's fingerprints and footprints all over it.
Leadership has come as a result of success in business. Money is a powerful tool. As Chief Executive Officer of Chatham Steel, Tenenbaum is one of Savannah's industrial giants. But in Arnold Tenenbaum, wealth is accompanied by intelligence and compassion, and a rare, priceless gift of diplomacy.
I think he feels a real responsibility to the community, recognizing that everybody who is here is only here because others did meaningful things in the past and helped to create a community that is viable and healthy. And I think his sense of that drives him to want to do his share, and in my mind that's much more than his share, to assure that in the future the community is better yet.
Arnold has set an example for all of us to be involved in the community, to provide solid leadership inside the company, and just to operate with the highest ethical principles. So I think he's inspired a lot of us inside Chatham Steel as well as throughout the community.
Work, family, community. That's the Tenenbaum mantra, the mantra of Arnold's father and two uncles who came to Savannah in the early 20th century and started a business that continues today, as does their philosophy, under laureate Arnold Tenenbaum.
He's a great example, and not just for a person in business, but in any endeavor, particularly as it relates to community development. If they spent some time walking around the Arnold, you would find a hard-working example and someone that's really committed to his family, to his community, to his business, and to his state.
I've seen a tremendous amount of patience in Arnold, an ability to listen and to find the middle ground, to take two very contrasting points of view and find something in between that can work for everybody. I think we could all learn from that.
Well, he's made contributions in Savannah in so many areas it's really hard to distinguish, in the business world, in the charitable world, in the cultural world, the political world. He's been involved in so many different ways, and that's what I think really is the outstanding quality that jumps out in my mind when I think about Arnold, is the depth and breadth of his involvements.
This man is great. He's a family man. He's a loving husband, grandfather, father, great-grandkids. He is a super boss, and I'm so glad to be on his team. I really feel privileged, too, to be a part of this celebration. And I'm wishing he and his family the best of health in the future.